What's going on, everybody? This is Good Cover, Bad Cover. Today, the song we're doing is Lay Lady Lay by Bob Dylan, and the cover is by a band called Ministry. So, I don't know the cover. I know the original. I've played the original. I'm not a Bob Dylan fan. Why the heck am I doing this song then? Also, I'm a little bit sick. I'm going to try and get through this as pleasant as possible. That might be difficult, though. But I'll take it out on Bob Dylan. That's perfect. Okay, Bob Dylan. What did this say? Generally regarded as one of the greatest songwriters ever. Sorry. I don't like Bob Dylan. I've not been a fan of Bob Dylan. I don't like it. You know, it goes back to that voice. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Okay, so Lay 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 came out on Nashville Skyline 1969. Wow, look at this album. It's only 26, not even 27 minutes long. These super short songs. You would think I would like it. I mean, maybe there's stuff of his that I like. Maybe. I don't know. I just can't. I can't with his voice. Like many of the track, Dylan sings the song in a low croon rather than the high nasal singing style associated with his earlier and eventually later recordings. Dylan said the song was written for Barbra Streisand. Interesting, with Streisand later adding that Dylan wanted to sing a duet with her. Don Everly of the Everly Brothers recounted in 1986 Rolling Stone interview that Dylan performed part of the song for them after a late 60s appearance by the duo in New York, as they were looking for songs and he was writing Lay 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 at the time. Despite a popular story that the Everly Brothers rejected the song due to misunderstanding the lyrics as sexual in nature, Everly continued, he sang parts of it and we weren't quite sure whether he was offering it to us or not. It was one of those awestruck moments. In a 94 interview, Don Everly further explained the encounter, stating that it really wasn't a business meeting. It wasn't that kind of atmosphere. They later covered the song. Dylan first played the song to a group of singer-songwriters, including Joni Mitchell, Graham Nash, and Chris Christopherson at Cash's house outside of Nashville when they were passing a guitar and singing a song. Drummer Kenny Daughtry has said that he had a difficult time coming up with drum part for the song. Dylan had suggested bongos, while producer Bob Johnson said cowbells. In order to show them how bad their ideas were, Daughtry used both instruments together. Chris Christopherson, who was working as a janitor in the studio at the time, was enlisted to hold the bongos in one hand and the cowbell in the other. Daughtry moved the sole overhead drum mic over to these new instruments. When he switches back to the drums for the choruses, the drum set sounds distant due to not being directly mic'd. The take heard on the album is the first take and is one of Daughtry's own favorite performances. The song was also a favorite of popular singer Madonna. Quote, I used to listen to that one record, Lay Lay Lay, in my brother's bedroom in the basement of our house. I'd lie on the bed and play that song and cry all the time. I was going through adolescence. I had hormones raging through my body. Don't ask me why I was crying. It's not a sad song, but that's the only record of his that I really listen to. Okay. Alright, so you know what it is. We're going to listen to the original, and then we're going to check out the cover. Alright, let's check it out. Bob Dylan, Lay Lady Lay. Yeah.
Lay, lady, lay, lay across my big brass bed. Lay, lady, lay, lay across my big brass bed. Whatever colors you have in your mind, I'll show them to you, and you'll see them shine. Lay, lady, lay, lay across my big brass bed. Stay, lady, stay, stay with your man a while. Until the break of day, Let me see you make 'em smile. His clothes are dirty, but his hands are clean. And you're the best thing that he's ever seen. Stay, lady, stay. Stay with your man a while.
Stop making components to a song. To the recording. Instruments.
Why wait any longer for the world to begin? You can have your cake and eat it too. Why wait any longer for the one you love when he's standing in front of you? Lay, lady, lay. Lay across my big breast bed. Stay, lady, stay. Stay while the night is still ahead.
These are kind of weird sounding bongos. It almost sounds like plastic.
I long to see you in the morning.
I like the drums though. I do actually.
I long to reach
when they come
for
in.
You in the night. Stay, lady, stay. Stay while the night is still ahead.
Yeah, there it is. All right, this isn't like, like it said, this isn't like the super annoying Bob Dylan voice. So it's more bearable, for sure. It's more bearable. It's fine. It's fine. I like the drum part. I like how the drums come in on that section. The bongos, they don't sound like bongos to me, like at all. It just sounds like they kind of sound plastic. Other than that, there's like a keys, there's like 2 guitars, there's a pedal steel. Not much going on, really. It's all right. I just haven't heard any Bob Dylan that blows me away, where I'm just like, oh my god. Maybe there is some. He's got a zillion albums. Maybe there is. But when he starts doing that shit with his voice, I can't. It's way worse than me not liking Geddy's voice, hearing Geddy. Whole reason why I never got into Rush is because of Geddy's voice when I was younger, but now I'm like over it. This guy, I don't know. Okay. So there's that. So now the cover. The cover is by a band, a metal band, right? Ministry. Industrial metal. Wait a minute, is this the same band that it is. It's the same band. Wow, these guys are getting not quite 2 in a row. That's right. This is the band that did Under My Thumb. Wow. I think that I'm mixing up Ministry and Obituary. Both are bands I've heard of but haven't heard. And for some reason I just got them flipped in my head. Also, I'm not feeling that great. So I'm not exactly super sharp right now. But it's like I don't get sick that often, and also I'm stubborn, so I'm not really sick. Does that make sense? Right? Is anybody else out there like that? Probably guys, where it's like I don't get sick that often. I'm not sick. All right, so this is Ministry. Okay, so let's see. Is this going to be... Wait a minute. Is this off of the same album? Oh, man. No, it's not. Okay, that's good. Okay, so actually somebody mentioned in the Under My Thumb video this exact album. So this recording came off of their 6th studio album from 1996 called Filth Pig. Wow. Industrial metal band Ministry. Despite being the band's highest charting album in the US, it was negatively received by reviewers, sharply dividing the band's fan base and did not live up to the platinum selling success of Psalm 69. Despite poor sales, the album entered several charts, peaking at the highest positions Ministry has ever achieved. Filth Pig marked a major shift artistically for the band from the previous album. Jorgensen said everyone around him wanted him to continue making music similar to Psalm 69. However, he wanted to move away from using samples and focus on a slower, heavier sound. Jorgensen rejected any songs that sounded like their previous work. Everyone hated, quote, everyone hated Filth Pig. They all wanted Psalm 70, and I gave them an electronic free record full of gun-and-mouth dirges of nothing but pain. Damn. Aside from the cover art, the humor was gone. All that was left was misery, and I still had to tour the fucking thing, which went down in history as the interminable, intolerable, absolutely depraved sphincter. Sphincter? That's awesome. That's pretty awesome. Oh, shit. That's really funny. Alright, so we're going to check this out. Okay, so this is the official music video for this cover. Ministry, Lay Lady Lay. Let's check it out. Bam. The acoustic guitar with that super distorted bass. Using like a cross stick on a snare or something. Kind of like that part right there, like how it drifted off. Yeah, like how it dropped off. This part, I just don't know about the acoustic guitars. I mean, and the vocals. This just when they hit and it just kind of comes down. It's probably my favorite part of the song thus far. Okay. There it is. Interesting. You know, yeah, I don't, the vocals are not, basically that one part is like all I mostly like. I kind of like the outro, kind of, but I don't know. I didn't like, there were some aspects of it that I liked and some aspects of it that I just didn't get or get into or like or whatever. The vocals being one of them, and that's kind of a big deal. I liked it better than the Under My Thumb. Under My Thumb I just did not like. This I liked better. There's more that I liked in it than the other one. So there's that. But ultimately I think I'm probably gonna say it's always so hard. It's always so hard to judge whether it's good or bad. You know, whether, you know, because I think that there are parts of it that were good. I like that it was different. You know, there are times and people that like when the cover is like exact. I like when it's different. I mean, I'm fine with it if it's the same also. It kind of depends. But I think I like more, and it's more interesting to me if it's different. Just because it brings out a new creative, it's more creative than just recreating, you know, because that's all you're really doing is just recreating. Just fine, but yeah, I don't know, especially for like, because we're not talking about cover bands, we're talking about like bands, like artistic bands that have their own material, that have their own ideas, that have their own music. So then for them to just cover, I mean, maybe it's good for them just to, you know, like, I don't know, as an exercise or something that is different for them. Like, oh yeah, let's just do that, you know, because kind of like how Rush did Feedback, where it's just like that sounded like super easy for them, especially those specific songs. Obviously not every cover and song, you know, you can pick more difficult songs, but yeah, I like to see creative spins on songs. That's one of the reasons why I like this series. So I mean, I guess in that kind of way, I would say this is a good cover. In that kind of way, I would say that this is a good cover because it's their own spin. I may not be into it because I may not be into their kind of sound and style, their thing, but it was different. It was. I mean, what they did with the vocals, how they had those acoustic guitars going, how they had that overdriven bass, and then how it went into the chorus or whatever you would call that part, that other section. Yeah, I imagine there's going to be a lot of not good covers, bad covers. I imagine there's going to be a lot of bad covers, but I don't know. I'll say good cover just because I like when bands take it and do their thing with it, which I feel like, even though I don't really know this band, I've now heard, 2 songs of theirs, and they were both covers. I feel like they're doing them on the song. I may not like them, but I feel like that's what I at least think that they're being true to themselves, doing their thing on the song. So I'll say good cover. Let me know what you think. Good cover, bad cover, in the comments section below. And I'll catch you in the next video.